Hope Santa was good to you, but now it's time to set our sights to the new year as we start this week's Explore Tulsa with help for your New Year's resolution.
Then visit the Flying GM.
Followed by Play on the Fun Bus.
Plus winter gardening tips.
Hi, I'm Stevie Fernandez.
And I'm Trish Whitmer. Thanks for sticking around for more holiday fun as we bring in the new year on Explore Tulsa.
So what's your New Year's resolution?
Oh, being nicer to you, Stevie.
Really? I think you should try something that's a little easier. For example, I'm gonna start becoming a lean, mean fighting machine.
That's great news, Stevie. You should probably try some CrossFit training.
CrossFit? No, I'm not interested in wearing girls' clothes.
No, silly. CrossFit training is one of the newest techniques to getting a total body workout that builds strength, flexibility, and helps you develop a trimmer you all in one.
Sign me up, because I'm ready to pump me up. Muscle, muscle, muscle.
We're gonna need some professional help. Maybe Patrick at CrossFit Vital can whip you into shape.
My fitness career really started early on in college. I was always into weightlifting and things like that, rock climbing. I was always very active. And then I joined the Army, and that's where I really got my first taste of CrossFit. It was a new system that they were starting to implement, where whenever we were deployed, we would train mainly in a CrossFit manner because we didn't have a lot whenever we were deployed. So that's where I really got my first experience in CrossFit, and that's what kind of led me to where I am today. What got me to want to open up the doors to my own gym is I was very passionate about CrossFit, and I just kind of saw a need to where, you know, I personally felt that I wanted to reach out and help people to reach their physical goals, and also to just try to help build a community, you know, within Tulsa of like-minded people say, hey, we want to get fit, we want to become better than what we are, you know, if that makes sense. CrossFit revolves around this idea of these constantly varied high-intensity functional movements, right? And so what that really means is that it's a lot of people are used to what's considered kind of circuit training. That's probably the closest thing that you would relate CrossFit to. So what we do is we implement certain movements, you know, body weight, and then we'll use some weighted elements as well, and we just combine them into one high-intensity styled workout. You know, most workouts will last anywhere from 20 minutes all the way down to there's some workouts that are maybe like 5 or 6 minutes long. But you know, those 5 or 6 minutes, you're pushing your body, you know, as hard as you can for those 5 or 6 minutes. CrossFit is for everyone. That's the beauty of CrossFit. That's one of the reasons why I love it so much, is that you can take someone of any physical level, right, and we can put them into our gym, and we can modify any kind of movement, we can scale any kind of workout to kind of tailor fit it to that person. So if one person's not particularly good at something or they have limitations, well, we say, well, that's all right. We can work around those, and we can still put you in here and help you meet your needs. So I've got a guy that I'm really just excited about, and he's only been here a few months. And every time he comes in, I get really excited. He has gone from, you know, an individual who can't do pull-ups, you know, to where he's starting to do pull-ups now. And he's lost around 20 pounds. And every time he picks up a barbell or something, he's adding a little bit more weight and really pushing himself. And I mean, I love that. Like, that gets me so excited to know that, like, I'm a part of this person's life, you know, who was like, came in here, couldn't do pull-ups, now he's doing pull-ups. Now he's doing more weight. Now he's really pushing himself. And you know, in the service, that's kind of what it was about too, is we would take soldiers, you know, you would come in very fresh, not knowing anything, you know, and you come out as a soldier, a very veteran type person, you know, and I can just see this guy kind of making that progression, man, and I think it's so exciting. Like, I love it. That to me is one of the most rewarding things, is whenever people come in here and they say, man, you're changing my life, you know, I'm doing things that I was never able to do, you know, or I'm stronger than I was 2 months ago, and I'm like, man, that's what it's all about. It's exciting.
Did you see the weight those ladies were lifting? It was a lot heavier than it looks.
If part of your New Year's resolution is getting back in shape, visit CrossFitVital.com to learn more about training classes and how to get started.
I got a friend who's lost a lot of weight, and he does it by running to Colorado and back for his work each month.
If you're talking about TV47 General Manager Dan Smith, he's not running that far. He's flying back and forth between the two TV stations he manages for LaCie Broadcasting.
I beg to differ. Just the other day, we were talking while he was getting ready to go back to Colorado, and he said, and I quote, "Gotta run."
Oh, brother. Coming up, we'll meet Dan Smith and more as Explore Tulsa continues.
Ever since the first movie theaters opened in the early 1900s, man has been trying everything to bring that same experience home to enjoy with their families. And for more than 30 years, Video Revolution and their home entertainment experts have been making those dreams come true by designing custom home theater solutions for both in and outdoor use. From 1080p LEDs to the brand new Sony 4K flat panel TVs, or come in to see the latest in sound bars and surround sound setups. Always the top name brands are found at Video Revolution. That same electronic expertise we also apply to your business communications network, from boardroom automation to video wall presentations. No matter what technology the future holds, you can count on Video Revolution to be leading the way. Tulsa's headquarters for the best selection and installation of cutting-edge electronics. Video Revolution on the northwest corner of 71st and Lewis.
Hey, it's Stevie from Explore Tulsa with my friend and optometrist for many years, Dr. Robert Zellner. Tell everybody why it's so good to come in to see you.
Well, that's a great question. Let's see, we've got two great locations. We try to stay cutting edge at every point along the way because let's face it, everybody wants to come in and get taken care of in a timely fashion and get the latest, greatest stuff and save some money and get on with their life and see clearly.
And if you don't believe it, look on the website.
Absolutely, drzellner.com. You can find that we have our two locations at 69th and Memorial and 3030 South Harvard, or you can give us a call at 749-2020 or 461-2020.
And I got 4 kids, and I gotta tell you, as a big family like that, it's affordable too.
Oh yes, and of course, the number one reason, you save some money. I mean, with our 2-pair specials, with our different unique packages that we put together, I mean, you can come in here and your money can go a lot farther than anywhere else.
And that's why with Dr. Robert Zellner and Associates, seeing is believing.
Oh, I like that, Stevie. Well done.
Hi, I'm Nancy Herman, Marketing Director with the Tulsa Performing Arts Center.
And I'm John Scott, Director of the Performing Arts Center. And you're watching
Explore Tulsa.
Hello, and thank you for spending your 2014 with us on Explore Tulsa.
Oh my gosh, we're gonna have to start making the switch, remembering to write 2015 on everything.
Making the calendar switch can be tough, especially if you fly from one of your jobs to another all the time.
I don't know how Dan Smith at TV47 does it. Managing 2 TV stations in 2 different time zones, I'd have to wear 2 watches.
Dan's been with LaCie for a while now. I'm sure he knows what he's doing. Why don't we just find out by visiting with Dan Smith of TV47?
I had a little 9-volt transistor radio, and I used to listen to WLS in Chicago. AM radio station would come all across the U.S. I listened to KOA Denver, WWL New Orleans, so I always listened to radio. And so that really got me interested in the broadcast business in the first place. I grew up in Bartlesville, and then my dad and mom both worked for Citgo, City Service Oil Company, and they moved us to Tulsa. And then I went to high school here, and then I went to school in Stillwater. Well, when I was in college, I got to engineer the newscast, and I got to read the weather. And then after that, then I had my own radio program, Music by Candlelight. And I would, I would play records. In those days, it really was records. It was LP records. And you had to get the record tuned up and get everything ready, and then you'd play a record, and then people would call you and tell you, you said the wrong thing, or tell you that. I remember one time my boss called me and said, "You said Lucky Hula Hands." No, I'm sorry, actually you said Happy Hula Hands, and it's really Lucky Hula. Anyway, I messed it up. My boss called me while I was on the air to explain to me why, what I did wrong. But I still stayed with it. I still stayed in radio for quite a few years. And then my first real radio job was selling advertising for KMOD here in Tulsa. I moved from KMOD here, went down to the CAT in Oklahoma City, and then the company that I worked for, a lot of radio stations seems like they change hands. And the company that I worked for sold the CAT. I went across the street to another station. They sold that station, asked me to move to Colorado Springs. And then that company sold that station, and I started looking around and went to work for a small television station. And I just liked it. I mean, I thought, gosh, if I can sell radio with only sound, what if you had pictures with that? We've got a terrific signal. In fact, it's over the air, channel 47, been around for over 30 years. We have, in fact, that's a great question. We have channel 47.1, which is, we described a minute ago, about half that programming is maybe a little over half is English language Christian programming, whether it's music or teaching and preaching, or maybe even some Christian movies that we have. But the other part of it is syndicated programming. I've got John Tesh and Connie Selleck on a daily show. I've got a new judge show that we really like that seems to be fitting for our Tulsa audience. I've got shows like MASH and Everybody Loves Raymond. But then my .2, 47.2, we just affiliated with NBC with their network called Cozy, C-O-Z-I TV. And that's all shows that were hugely popular on NBC in the 70s and the 80s. And that's just been great for us. LaCie is a great organization because we have radio, we have television, we have shortwave radio. We cover the entire planet with an English language Christian voice. Now, I work in the television station division. We've got stations in Honolulu, Colorado Springs, which actually is carried in Denver, the Tulsa station here. We have a station in New Orleans. We're in Indianapolis, and we're in South Bend, and we have a station in the U.S. Virgin Islands. Well, I've been doing this for over 30 years now. If I didn't say it, my degree is radio, television, and film from Oklahoma State University. I'm really proud of those guys, especially for beating OU the other day. That was really great. I like to get clients results. I like the pastor to have his phone ring and someone says, I'd like to come to services. When are they, sir? Or I would like to have someone go to the car dealer and say, I saw your ad on TV 47. I'd like to look at a car. I like to get results for our clients. That feels really, really good for me.
Dan the Man. He's doing so much that he's so calm and peaceful.
If you'd like to learn more about the work Dan's responsible for, visit kwhb.com.
If there's anyone who deserves to be on the fun bus, it has to be Dan.
Maybe so, but the fun bus is for kids, and we'll learn all about it when we come back with more Explore Tulsa.
Hi, I'm Joe Chronister with Video Revolution. Did you know that there's a way to get rid of your cable bill? It's actually doing it with an antenna. Get free, local, high definition.
Antennas can bring you true uncompressed HD programming with channels including NBC, PBS, Fox, CBS, the CW, ABC, and many more. Knowing which antenna is right for you all depends on which zone you live in, because you don't have to have cable to enjoy having more choices. The WineGuard HD 1080 is the perfect way to get local HD, VHF, and UHF channels from a compact antenna within Zone 1. And you can get HD reception from towers as far as 30 miles away. Need a little more range than 30 miles? Here's the WineGuard HD 7698P with HD reception up to 70 miles. That makes this antenna great for any zone. If you want something that's powerful and discreet, then you'll go with the WineGuard FL6550A. This sleek, compact antenna has a built-in amplifier for added reception, creating an almost impossible chance of dropouts or pixelation. With reception up to 60 miles from any other tower in the area, you can't go wrong with this antenna.
Don't pay monthly bills any longer. Come down to Video Revolution and let me show you how.
At Video Revolution, our home entertainment experts have been designing custom home theater solutions for both in and outdoor use for over 30 years. From flat panel LED TVs to 4K projector systems, the top name brands are here at Video Revolution. That same electronic expertise we also apply to our business communications network, from boardroom automation to video wall presentations. Video Revolution, Tulsa's headquarters for the best selection and installation of cutting-edge technology.
If you're like me, always on the lookout for a good time, then you'll be so glad you stuck around for more Explore Tulsa.
So what kind of party do you have in store for us today, Mr. Happy?
Well, the other day, I was driving down Riverside and at the 41st Street Park. I saw the coolest bright green bus, and right across the bus it said, Fun Bus. I just had to find out more.
Well, that bus is owned by Steve and Darla Phillips, and it's filled with fun activities for kids. They use it for parties and fun exercise for kids at various schools around Tulsa.
I got involved in Fun Bus kind of accidentally. I used to be a pharmaceutical sales representative and then got a pink slip layoff notice and decided maybe it's time to do something different. And so my husband Steve and I explored some franchising opportunities and we found Fun Bus. We had kids in the age range that Fun Bus serves, so thought it might be something interesting and fun to do. So, you know, having a love of kids, a good time, providing parents with something for their kids to do is something we feel good about.
We were both somewhat child-oriented at the time. We were working with kids in our Sunday school group, and I'd work with kids, you know, at other churches and sponsored some boys at school, and so we just decided it would be a good fit for our family where we were at the present time.
The reaction, a lot of people are very open to it, thought it was the neatest thing since sliced bread. Other people, you kind of have to educate them on what it really is. I mean, when people first hear of a bus, sometimes they think, oh, it's something that drives kids or people around, but we actually stay stationary everywhere we go. We never move with kids on board, and we just park at a facility or a park and entertain the children at that point.
When the kids come on the bus, they typically start off with a warm-up, and then we'll stretch them and have various anatomy and stretches we show them, and then we'll start an obstacle course. After that, we have various specials we do every week. Everything's different, so we change things around on the bus, change the orientation of the equipment, and change what we do every week so they get to enjoy something new. So, and does different muscle groups, and they don't realize they're actually doing muscle groups every time they do it. So.
It varies how kids react when they come on Fun Bus. For the most part, almost all of them are excited about it. There's a few that are a little apprehensive about something new, but we serve all the kids. There's some kids that have so much energy or are bouncing off the walls that they get to burn off some steam. And then the kids that are kind of a little standoffish, we've seen kids who are on the Fun Bus at their daycare or school. They grow, they increase their skill set and confidence. It's been really neat to see some of them grow over the years.
Most parents love it because their kids get to have all this extra activity. Teachers love us because they nap better. You know, the schools love us because it's a break in their day, because, you know, they can get the teachers to get a break from their kids, and we love it because we get to see kids as they grow up too.
So it's a good mix of music, physical activity. They learn how to take turns during doing different things, and it's a break to their day, you know, at their school. Or it's a great way to have a birthday party that's active and fun as well.
Now that's the life, telling people that I own the Fun Bus. You know, it'd make me feel like I was Willy Wonka or Walt Disney if I had one of those.
To learn more or to book the Fun Bus for your next party or classroom activity, visit funbuses.com.
With us now officially in the winter season, the Fun Bus is a great way to get the kiddos some exercise while keeping them protected against the cold temps that lie ahead for us.
Oh, the only exercise I've been getting is breaking up all the leaves from my yard.
Like we're gonna believe that. You know, leaves falling around is the first sign that it's time to get our garden and landscape ready for winter.
And that's why we called on our garden expert, Randy, at the Riddle Plant Farm in Sand Springs to help us when we come back with more Explore Tulsa.
Hi, Dr. Robert Zellner here. For over 20 years, I've offered affordable, convenient eye care in Tulsa. Right now, you can get one pair of glasses or contact lenses starting at just $99, or my two-pair deal for $129. Hey, and as always, the eye exam's included. Walk-ins are always welcome. Glasses are ready in about an hour. Plus, we have over 2,000 frames to choose from. We're open 7 days a week. Come see why we're voted Tulsa's best. And our drive-thru at 69th and Memorial makes pickup simple and easy. For the best eye care value in Tulsa, Dr. Robert Zellner and Associates.
At Video Revolution,
we've got
today's 3D technology,
smart TVs, and I can help you pick the one that's
a larger size TV.
We handle it all here at Video Revolution.
Now people can get
a 90-inch TV,
locally owned and operated.
Now coming up on a 30-year anniversary.
Customer service is our priority.
We have our own service center.
It just brings back enjoyment to watching TV.
And now it's affordable for everybody.
And we sell fun stuff.
It's like toys for big kids.
Customers that come into Video Revolution are blown away.
All right, I got my gardening gloves on, my hat. I'm ready to take on the landscape for winterizing on Explore Tulsa.
Stevie, do you even know the first thing about gardening?
No, but that usually is a good thing for me around this time of year.
Why is that?
Because all of my garden and landscape, it's already kind of died off, so no real reason to do anything else because they already kind of prepared themselves for winter forming.
For those of us who prefer to keep our plants off of life support, we've called on Randy from the Riddle Plant Farm in Sand Springs to give us a few tips on how to best winterize your yard and still keep it beautiful.
Actually, Dan was brought into it from his grandfather and his father, I believe 1930 or 36, something like that. They started selling eggs and tomatoes in a one little shack is how this all started. There's 18 greenhouses here on the site, and we do everything from growing fruits, vegetables, to annuals, to everything. Locally, right here from a seed, we germinate everything, transplant it several times, and then move it out for sale. Landscape, what you can do now, of course, is just a good cleanup in all the beds, leaves, weeds, keep that up. Any of your trimming you want to do around December or January, your crepe myrtles and your roses especially, any tree trimming you want to do in that time, it's the most dormant time. And then basically if you're going to have a garden, you need to do your garden prep, you need to turn your soil over, add any kind of BTN, composition or anything you want to use to it to make it better, and then top dress it with straw. But there's not a lot of planting going on now. Just prep, getting ready for the springtime is the main thing. The only thing you can really plant at this time is some people still put pansies in this late. They give you some great color and they'll last till May. We pull them out here in May, so if you can get a day that's above freezing, you can still plant pansies, some kale and cabbage, ornamental stuff. It has to be just real hardy if you do any planting at this time. Of course, we've had a pretty mild winter so far, so you're still able to pull this off. People want to do some last minute Christmas preparations. You can still do it if you'll get on it. Plant-wise, of course, crepe myrtle does great here. Your Oklahoma redbud, the Cleveland pear, they both bloom real early in the springtime. Landscaping needs, a lot of people still have drainage issues, whether it's French drains, retaining walls, koi ponds, flagstone patios. We can do everything from a simple cleanup job to a complete overhaul landscaping design. Well, when I first started, there wasn't a lot of iPad and internet usage. You had books. Now, today, you can just type or Google it in. It brings you up the image of a mature, from a young plant to the characteristics that it likes, and just really makes it easier. And the other change that we've made here, of course, is adding greenhouses. We've just run out of room, and we're going to have to expand to even add more greenhouses this year. I started, you asked how long I've been here, 10 years. They've been great. They've made me full-time. I used to be seasonal. I'd come in and just work during the springtime. What it does to me is a way of life to where I can provide for my family, and just the best environment you can imagine, the best bosses I could wish for.
Randy has some great ideas that I never even thought of before. I usually try, mouth to mouth to save my garden, Not the best idea for the roses, those thorns.
For more tips and ideas for your yard, visit riddleplantfarm.com.
I've always heard that silk plants are good for all year round. Very little maintenance, too.
You do know those are fake, right?
But they're such good listeners. You're supposed to talk to your plants, you know.
Stick around. We'll be right back for more Explore Tulsa.
Do you want to make your home theater or living room feel more like an actual movie theater? Let us help you out with this Samsung Curve TV. Never have a bad seat in the house with the new Samsung Curve TV. Why the curve? Have you noticed that screens in theaters are curved? This is to give depth to the picture and to increase the viewing angle. So anywhere you sit, you get a great picture. Let's talk great picture. This TV is a 4K ultra high definition. That's 4 times the resolution of a 1080p HD TV. And this entertainment wonder gives a new meaning to smart TVs. If what you're watching isn't in 4K, it upscales SD, HD, or full HD content to a near ultra high definition picture. It also has ultra high definition dimming, which scans across the image and adjusts the brightness to deliver deeper darks and brighter whites to create a crystal clear picture. With built-in Wi-Fi, you can also enjoy your favorite apps like you never have before, not only with a stunning picture, but also giving you the power to choose what to watch. Simply say a command to control your TV. That's right, this baby is fully equipped with voice interaction. Come experience the curve of the Samsung 7250 series for yourself at Video Revolution.
Be sure and join us next week when we get to know the new head coach of the University of Tulsa men's basketball team, Coach Frank Haith.
Special thanks to Patrick at CrossFit Vital for showing us around his gym and whipping Stevie into shape.
Thanks too to Dan Smith for showing us around TV 47 and sharing his story as a traveling GM. And to Stephen Darler for taking us on the fun bus. I want another shot at that slide.
Plus thanks to Randy for the winterizing yard tips from the Riddle Plant Farm.
Remember, if you miss any of the show, you can always catch us at exploretulsa.com.
As always, each week we feature the people, places, and attractions that make us proud to call Tulsa our home.
Hey, don't forget to like us on Facebook. Share with us someone you think Tulsa should know more about.
Plus remember, Explore Tulsa is brought to you by Video Revolution, located on the northwest corner of 71st and Lewis.
Stop by, say hello to Ron and all the guys for your home entertainment needs.
And Explore Tulsa is also proudly brought to you by Dr. Robert Zollner and Associates.
Home of the 2-pair for $129 deal with 2 locations, 3030 South Harvard and 69th and Memorial.
Well, that's all the time we have for you on this week's show, but we'll see you next week right here on Explore Tulsa.